guys aren't our enemy. If we look at our own lives, the producers and everybody in this room and my kids and my grandkids, we all have a common enemy, and that's production decline. We've got to find some way to stymie that. I'm going to not get way off. I'm going to move on, otherwise I'll keep going and going, because I can't emphasize enough how important that is for all of us, so I can be here and my daughter can grow up here and my grandkids are going to be here in the next 30 years. It'll be as good as the last 30. Taxation policy. One of the things that they wanted to do when they passed ACES, remember that was kind of, those of you that have been here for a while, ACES was really the result of three different things. First we had the ELF, remember the economic limit factor, and because of the way that the fields were playing out, the economic incentives there were ridiculous. Some oil fields were being taxed at 100%, some at 0, and it just didn't make any sense. So then we went to the PPT, the petroleum production tax, which was, and then some of you might remember Pedro, and there were always disputes and everything. He was kind of made fun of and stuff. But at the end of the day, kind of a deal was cut. It was called 2020, where we would have a tax rate that was kind of flat. The oil companies thought it was too high, the state thought it was too low. But at the end of the day, we kind of agreed on it. Okay, so that went, and then we changed administrations again, and then we moved into the progressivity factors for taxing oil. So at higher prices, the tax rate zooms way up, and at lower oil prices, the tax rate goes down. From a policy perspective, that kind of makes sense, but when you look at the economics and how these guys make investment decisions, essentially what we're doing is we're treating them like regulated utilities, or we're giving them a regulated return like Chugach, when Chugach knows that they're going to have customers, and they can accept lower returns than some of these major oil company investments, because the risks are just much different for utilities. So I'm really concerned that we've pushed ourselves over the edge there, and it's going to have to be addressed in the next legislation. We have to take a look